Hey fam, you're listening to Becoming You, the podcast for adults figuring it out. Now let's get into it. I'm an adult. What am I supposed to do? I have a lot of female friends that are single, and
Awesome.
but they are passively searching. They're not searching because they're like, the guys out there, you guys are just on serious. The dating pool is so chaotic. And I was like, it would be so nice to have a male perspective on what the dating pool really looks like. And I'm really, really happy to have you here. Do you actually think the dating pool is chaotic as well?
All right. So, first of all, I want to say that I feel like I am the worst person. I'm the worst person to have here. The reason is because, unlike every other guy who is really
Mm-hmm.
looking out for a partner, I am desperately looking out for a partner. So, in that chaos, there is beauty
Mm-hmm.
behind the madness for me. I don't know if that
Mm.
makes sense. What that means is, regardless of whatever anyone thinks, I am desperately searching and
Yeah.
I will date whoever comes my way at this point. So,
Okay.
so that's how it works for me. So my spec
Okay.
is any
Okay.
available young lady out there. You see?
Very interesting. Very, very
Very,
interesting. But
very.
it's nice how you said, like, okay, you're seeing like the beauty in the chaos and you're really like just going after what you want. And I listened to your last episode, like your last podcast episode on Christmas chicken and, everything that happened Christmas, December. And I wanted to actually know, how's it going with Naomi?
To be honest, not the best. The reason is because I have a particular production I'm traveling to the UK for in March. And apart from my
Yeah.
swimming classes, I've been having rehearsals. I have been writing new episodes. I dropped a new episode for the podcast this morning. I have a couple of
Yeah.
content that I'm working on as well. So I've not really had time. So what I said to her was, why don't we start this in April when I'm back in Nigeria so that we can really talk about it? You know what I'm saying? So when I'm back in the country, we can start building something because I've just been busy.
What do you mean by start this in April? Like start a relationship in April
No,
or
no,
start the
start
talking
building.
stage in
Please
April?
don't let her mom hear this. I mean, like, start building something in April. Start building a friendship. I haven't had time for the friendship yet. That's what I'm saying. I mean, there've been a couple of hey, how are you? How's your night? Did you sleep well?
Mm.
But I haven't really invested time, like quality time, to know who she really is and what she's like. So yeah.
I had a friend who was desperately searching, as you described it, and she was on dating sites. She was going out on dates. She was doing everything, and she had time. She had time. She had all the time in the world. But you say you are desperately searching, and Edgar, you do not have time.
All right, let me explain this to you. Yeah, I'll give you some
Okay.
crazy facts. We have 52 weeks in a year. All right.
Okay.
Last year, guess how many dates I went on? Guess. We have
How
52 weeks.
many?
Just guess.
Okay, 52 weeks. Let's say you're going for one every other week.
All right.
Let's say around 25, 26,
Wrong.
30,
Wrong. Higher.
50.
Wrong. Higher.
Just guess it already. How many?
I need you to guess one more time and I'll let you know.
Okay, 74.
No, 71.
How?
You see? You see? So I made
Real
time.
wait. 71 real dates. Like you were trying to
Yes.
like know these people.
Yes. No,
Why
it's
are
not.
you still single?
So let me explain what is happening here, man. I feel like, and when you're intentional about knowing people, you make time to know people. All right. That's why
Yeah.
I started by saying that we have been chatting. I've been chatting with Naomi. Like we've been saying hi, hello,
Mm-hmm.
how you doing? What's going on? The surface level friendship kind of thing. But I just
Mm-hmm.
feel like one way I really get to connect with people is meeting them in person and going out with
Yeah.
them. And that's what I want to do with Naomi. I want us to go out, spend some time together. If you've
Mm-hmm.
listened to all the other episodes as well, there was a story I told
Mm-hmm.
about my neighbor. It's titled I Like My
Mm-hmm.
Neighbor. And I told
Okay.
the story about how I started finding my neighbor as a love interest as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is also going on. All right. My neighbor will probably call me out sometime and say, "Oh, Edgar, I have something for you. I've made food for you. Come eat." That is going on. All right. Let's not forget that there's so many people on social media right now, Instagram, sending me messages that they love me, they care about me.
Because
That
you
is
asked
going
them
on.
to send you message, like you asked them to send you to make their interest known. I was like, how are you
I'm
managing
trying
the
I'm
DMs?
trying to explain this to you to see that I when I am not working, I work as a TV presenter with TVC
Yeah.
Communications. When I'm
Mhm.
not doing that work, when I'm not working as a presenter or a broadcaster, yes, I am rehearsing for my stage play happening in the UK. That takes about 4 or 5 hours every day of rehearsal. It's a two-man
Wow.
play. We have about 63 pages of scripts, an hour, 30
Wow.
minutes of performance. We're not leaving the stage at all. Okay.
Wow.
So it's a two-man piece and it is hectic.
When I was like trying to like get to know more about you online and stuff, I was like,
Yeah.
I think the core of what you do is actually acting because like it shows everywhere. The podcast, everything, your content. Like I feel like even the presenting you do on TVC, I think I watched one of them and you were literally acting out, like I think for Christmas or something.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
bro, you're an actor. That's like the core thing. But
I, I
yeah.
I studied theater at University of Lagos,
Oh, that
and
makes
but I
sense.
but I, I would always brand it more as storytelling than acting. Because I write as well. I
Well,
would, for a large aspect of my life, I was a writer. I think it's more about storytelling than just acting. But yeah,
okay.
I will still take that as a good one, to be honest. So my point in all of this is I really do not have time for Naomi specifically. What I mean is
Mm-hmm.
there are so many other women about like so many other stories with other women. But for Naomi, I want to go on a date with her first. I want to spend more time in person. I want to be able to read her eyes and
Mm-hmm.
read her the words she's not saying, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You
It
want me to
does.
tell how she's feeling, basically. I want to be sure that the pressure is not from her mom, but she genuinely likes
Yeah.
it. It's another thing. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's going good.
for anyone listening to this episode now, you feel like lost, like who is Naomi? Who is Edgar? What are these people talking about? You guys, let me give you a quick recap. So
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Edgar
I love it. I
actually
love it. I love when
narrated
other people give the recap and I'm not the one doing it. Please go ahead. Tell them, please.
Edgar gave narrated on this podcast. You can check him out on Why Am I Still Single? Just type it on Spotify, you'll find him. About
Hmm.
how he ventured into a new business in December. They're selling chickens and he went to deliver chicken to Naomi's family and they gave him food and the mom connected. The mom kind of did a little matchmaking thing there between Edgar and
By
Naomi.
force,
So
by
that's like
force.
the
You need to add
backstory.
by force. You need to add by force. You need to add by force and see if you connected them.
By force, he had
Yeah.
no choice. Okay, so like you said, you've been single for 7 years, right?
Yes. Yes.
7 years. Is it It's possible, but like, are you sure you've not like someone hasn't dated you without your permission?
I do not
Like,
know that, to be honest. There are so many women right now that would claim, and I know one day, I am just saying this here, Buki, because I know like the world or the world's had ears, social media will
mm-hmm.
never forget. I know one day a lady will come out in the future to say, between the time I was single and to this very moment, she has dated me. And yeah, that's a possibility, but I only count the ladies I officially asked out with my heart. I am not counting the ladies that we just had a thing or the people that I just had like, a fling with, but people that I know I actually asked out with my heart and my mouth. All right.
Okay,
Those are
good.
the ones I'm counting as I dated. Now, it's possible for you to date someone and there's someone and you will not even know they are dating you back. It is possible in this country where I live in. There are so many people that have told me they dated ladies, but at the end of the day, these ladies say they don't even know them at all. Do you get? For example,
Uh huh.
I have been dating Ginny Aiko. Do you know who Ginny Aiko is?
Yes, I know her.
I have been dating
Yes,
Ginny Aiko all my life. She doesn't know
that's
me.
different. You guys have not. You guys don't have like you've not interacted before. So it's like a crush, celebrity crush. Yeah,
Same way,
but
same way. There are people that would tell you they've dated Edgar and I don't know who they are.
yeah, but I'm sure that you've had like situationships. But we get
A
into that
lot of them,
later.
a lot of them, a lot of them, a
Very
whole lot of
interesting.
them.
Like, I really want to know what goes on in the mind of a Lagos guy. But before then, yeah, you built a brand around like your relationship status, being single and searching. Do you think the fact that we, your fans, we always want to hear about your stories, your crazy date experiences, and stuff like that? Do you think that would hinder you from finding love? Because this year in January, I lost my job in December, so I started a
Oh,
series on
sorry.
Instagram about thank you about how I lost my job and how I'm jobless. Da 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 da. I'd already like planned everything for like the first quarter. That first
Mm.
month, I'll cry about being jobless. The second one, I'll start like talking about the processes, the amount of rejections I'm getting in February. In March, maybe I'll find something. But guess what? I found something in January, and at some point, I was like, "What do I do now?" Like, guy, I was supposed to start a whole thing from this thing. How do I like navigate this whole situation? But I mean, it's money, it's finances. I was happy I got something. But for you now, do you think having this brand, you're just like when you want to get into a relationship, it has to be really worth it because a lot of things are going to end. Like your random dates, like asking girls on the road if they will date you, like your podcast, maybe you have to like change the direction. So do you think that fear kind of hinders you? I mean, hinder you, sorry, from trying.
First of all, the podcast ends the day I get married, not the day I start
Yeah.
dating. Okay, so it
Okay.
means that even if I date someone, I will still tell them stories about what is happening in my life and what is happening outside my
Mm,
life because I have come to realize that in Lagos, especially for Lagos men, you can say this and put this out there. So many Lagos men experience women coming into their lives the moment they start dating. The moment they say they have a girlfriend, that's when women will now start pursuing them. So I would
Mm-hmm.
always have stories to tell. But the podcast would end the day I get married. The weekend I get married, that is the end of the podcast. Maybe I'll do something else or have another podcast. But why am I still single ends? Except my
The
wife
weekend.
decides to say she wants a divorce or something. Who knows? Maybe, but
No, we don't want that. I mean, you're waiting.
yeah, but to answer your question, I feel like when it comes to relationships and you're finding the one, I have been single for a very long time and I had no podcast and I did not have like a girlfriend. So why don't you
Yeah.
try? So the idea for me now is say it out there, blow it to the wind, tell people, let people tell people, let everyone hear about it. And if you find a girlfriend, you move on. You date someone, you're happy about it, and you move on. I don't think it
Mm,
hinders me from my creativity. I mean, there are other stories I can tell. I can also talk about the
yeah.
fact that I am a creative theater artist who also was searching for a job for a very long time and did not get
Mm.
anything to do in the theater art space, as well. I can also share that story. I can share
Oh,
about
that's true.
The Lagos life, jumping bus before I got my car, facing Lagos, or even police brutality. I can share
That's
stories
true.
about police
Yeah.
in Nigeria as well. I can talk about working with maybe in a toxic environment as well. I have
Mm-hmm,
experienced that
mm-hmm.
side of life as well. I have a podcast coming out as well titled "The Struggles of a Christian Nigerian Boy." Is
That's
oh
interesting.
yeah, you see the
What's like the general idea behind that? And are you going to be like, is it a solo podcast as well, or you'd be having someone on as a co-host?
So I enjoy doing solo podcasts.
It's great.
The reason is it's easier for me because I don't like disappointments. I think that's one thing I really do not know how to handle
Mm,
sometimes. I like to be in control because when people disappoint me, it affects the whole plan and the
yeah.
whole ecosystem as well. So having a host, you have to get your host together, two of you be in the same space, be available at the same time, do it with the same frequency. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. But again, with the Why Am I Still Single podcast, well, I already started shooting the video series. I have a couple of friends, guests.
Oh,
Yes, Brother
that would
Shaggy is
literally
in
be
it.
like a movie production.
And no. It's something just like this where I get to sit down with the celebs and I talk about why they are single and how they can help me find a partner as well. So I have a couple of
Oh,
celebrities. Sydney Tucker is in it. Brother Shaggy is in it.
oh, sounds like a huge production.
It
Congratulations.
is. It is. It is. It is. But the other podcast, the one for
Mm-hmm.
the religious podcast, I think the idea for me is two things. I realized one, that I'm a big lover of God, the Bible, the Christian
Mm-hmm.
race. And I feel like there is a lot that I can do with storytelling about what people that are not even Christians are going through that the Bible helps them see, but
Yeah.
from the perspective of someone who is just like them. So that's where I want to speak
Yeah.
from. Someone who doesn't go to church as much, and it's just seeking God. So it's not going to be like a preaching podcast. It's more about just trying to relate the spiritual sense of things with reality, basically.
Really.
And then the second thing again is that I took my time to do because I do a lot of marketing, social media marketing, and I took my time and I found out that the top 10 podcasts last year on Spotify, eight
Religious
of them were
podcast.
religious,
Tell me
religious,
about
religious,
it.
religious.
I was talking about this thing and I was like, if you want to really like go far, like you see,
Yeah,
getting religious, like people that are really religious to follow you is kind of like the easiest kind of following you can get. Because
yeah.
when I run ads too for my podcast, I notice that whenever I talk about things that are just remotely close to being
Mm-hmm.
like religious, God, Christian, I get more following. It's like they
Mm,
really need, I feel like there's a way religion, I'm a Christian as well, but there's a way
yeah.
it is constructed that it makes you seek mentorship. Like you
Mm,
really want someone to tell you what to do, how to do it. You are not
facts,
alone. Do not be
facts.
afraid. So yeah, it's always very easy
Yeah.
to get following in that niche. Yeah. Well, I'm happy that you have it's like you have a strategic motive to do it, and you also have
Mm,
like a very personal reason to do it. And when you merge those things together, I'm very sure that the podcast is going to do so well.
I hope so.
Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of the pod, Becoming You, where we talk about all things adulting. And today, I have a very special guest on today's episode. I brought one of the most eligible single man, bachelor out there right now, Edgar. And it's a pleasure to have you on this podcast. I'm so, so excited. Like, I was so happy when you responded to my message and you were like, oh, sure, let's do this. So Edgar is a man of many talents. He's like, you guys must have like seen or heard during the course of our conversation. He's an actor, he's a
Yeah.
comedian, he's a podcaster, he's a presenter, the host of Wake Up Nigeria on TVC, he's a farmer. But like, the farming career is more of a marketer than a farmer, among many other things. And some things we do not even
Yeah.
know. I mean, we got to realize now that he's into theater as well. So, Edgar, did I do justice to that introduction? Would you like to tell us more about you? Like, what do you do?
To be
I
honest,
think I've
first of all,
said more.
that was brilliant. That was brilliant. I think you said everything that I do. I wouldn't really add so much. I would just say that overall, I'm just a fun guy. I'm a happy person, and I love
Mhm,
helping people. I love making things work. That is one thing I always love to do. I love to think outside the box and create new
mhm.
ideas. When it comes to strategy, content strategy, I also do that as well. So yes, apart from that, everything you said is facts. Facts. Yes.
Yeah, talking about thinking outside the box, I think I was listening to So Nigerian episodes that, where they had you on. And that was like my first introduction to you. And I
Oh
was
my
like, oh,
god.
who is this guy? He has stories for days. Like, oh, okay. Then they were like, oh, you're the host of the podcast. Why am I still single? Then I was like, I researched for it. The first,
Yeah.
using like the acronym as the podcast title or name was kind of like interesting. Then the cover photo as well. I was like, oh, this is
Mhm.
creative. Like, yeah. So I can actually say for a fact that you think outside the box. You are trying to like do things differently. Then I went ahead and played an episode and I was like, am I seeing a movie? What's going on? Why can I hear like doors closing, knocks, and
Mm,
everything? That's like you put a lot of work into your production because editing a podcast normally takes time because I did my
yeah.
podcast myself. They're
Oh
now
well.
editing with sound effects.
Yes.
Bro, take
So
your flowers.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. To be honest, you're so spot on that one. I was very deliberate with how I wanted my podcast to sound, how I wanted it to be.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I didn't even know that a lot of people were doing video podcasts when I started. I thought it was just audio.
Wow.
Everyone just did audio
Mm-hmm.
podcasts. And there are a couple of podcasts that have inspired inspired the way I do my podcast. Midnight Miracle by Dave Chappelle is one of them. The River Boy is another one. If you listen to the River Boy, you would hear me. You would hear me in it.
Oh.
Yeah, the River Boy is also a very interesting podcast as well. I mean, there are a couple of interesting by Gamelet Media, a couple of interesting podcasts I just listened to, and I just felt like
Mm-hmm.
I know about 7 different ways to do podcasts. And one of the most common way in Nigeria is the interview method where two
Yeah.
people, just like how we're having it right now, two people sit
Yes.
down together and then they have a conversation. And I was like, what if I do something else? What if I
Mm-hmm.
tell stories? And as I'm telling stories, I have voices help reenact certain roles. I have
Mm-hmm.
people, because again, we're in a country where the audience listening span is not a long one. People don't want to
At
listen to you
all.
talk for more than
Mm-hmm.
5, 7, 10 minutes. If you're really interested. So I said, well, like, how will I keep these people entertained for like 40 minutes or an hour and still keep
Mm-hmm.
listening and wanting more? So I knew that, okay, I had to add some music. I sang my theme song myself. I had to add
Oh.
background sound effects. I had to add voices, female voices as well. I have to tell authentic stories. I have to leave some cliffhangers here and there, put some subtext in my stories as well. These were just things I knew from the very beginning that if I wanted to keep Nigerians listening, I would have to do. And yeah, the podcast has been doing very well. As a matter of fact, it was one of the best podcasts, and it was one of Spotify's top 5 or top 6 podcasts of the year last year.
Loud them. Hey. That is huge. That is
Thank you,
huge.
man.
Like,
Thank you
see,
so much.
like, congratulations.
Thank you.
I think there's this thing that when you study something, I think it gives you that touch of perfection to anything you do. Like
True.
the way I keep podcasting, like as someone that has never really been in media, I just
Mm.
want to talk. Like, and I'm doing this because I really do enjoy talking, and like the podcast is really about like making adults seem relatable. And seeing how you handle this is just quite different because you've studied theater arts. You kind of know some things that I do not know, and it's just really nice. Yeah.
I can actually give about 4 major tips for
Oh,
anyone who's
okay.
listening right now who's a podcaster that wants to grow their podcasting like from 0 to 1,000
Okay, I need those tips.
downloads. I can actually give like strong tips that will not even make you do, oh, he's just blabbing, like actual tips
Let's
without you
go.
spending a dime.
Let's go. 'Cause
All right.
I do want to hear these
All right.
tips.
So when I'm sure this is crazy because I was at an event one time some months ago and I was just talking about networking. And
Mhm.
I teach a lot on networking, how to grow your network. And I was giving some crazy tips. And, the crazy thing about these tips I'm about to share with you is that when you hear them, you'll be like, why did I never think of these things? Like, these are things that you can
Wow.
easily do.
Mhm.
So let me give you some of them. All right, I'll give you some of them. The first one is what I call remarketing. So let me explain it
Okay.
this way. Let me explain it this way.
Uh-huh.
Usually, the idea is if you sell oranges, all right, let's use oranges and I'll bring it to podcasting. If you sell
Mhm.
oranges, you have a market store or a market shop, something like that, and then you put
Mhm.
your oranges, your best oranges, outside the market or inside the market, but most times outside the market. And
Mhm.
then you expect that when people pass, based on your branding, based on your marketing, you expect people to come to the markets, to your shop
Yeah.
to buy the oranges,
Mhm.
right? What if you had a way to go the direct, like the opposite way? What I mean is, instead of waiting for them to come, you go and meet them, like how people always hawk things in the street. Like you go
Yeah.
and meet people.
Mhm.
So let's bring that to podcasting.
Podcast. Mhm.
Now, what we do sometimes with podcasters is that we focus so much on the content. We try to make it the best. And when we try
Mhm.
to market it, we share with friends. We also put it on our socials, and we expect
Mhm.
our social platforms will help us do the job by amplifying our content. And some
Exactly.
of us actually even go far as, sending paying ads or maybe Google ads, Instagram
Mhm.
ads to
Mhm.
amplify. But we are still expecting them to do the job for us. So this is what I found. It is more effective when you do the job yourself than allow the platform do it for you,
Okay.
which is every single day when I started podcasting, see when I got really lazy, I created a message, like a broadcast message, and I was sending 100 DMs a day to people who are interested in podcasting, not necessarily my podcast. So I'm going to So Nigerians posts and I'm looking at the people that like their content and I'm sending them DMs.
Ooh.
I'm going to, I said what I said. And what I'm doing is I'm entering their
Mhm.
DMs to say, hi, my name is Edgar. I'm a podcaster. I know you're a big fan of audio podcasts. I need you to check this out. And if you love it, I'll give you a pack of pizza. Now, the pack of pizza is just what gets their attention. It's not like I'm giving them
Yeah.
anything, but it's just, oh, I
Mhm.
say I'll give you a pack of a cup of agbalumo. I'm just giving an example. But the idea is I was going to them. I was going to them. I was going
Mhm.
to them. And I kept doing that for a while. And as I realized that every time I do it, every single day I send 100, I'm getting about 20, 30 people that click on those links to listen to
Yeah.
it. All right. And those 20
Mhm.
people would go and now advertise or share it to their own friends as well.
Mhm.
Guess
Mhm.
what? It didn't take me more than 40 minutes to send to the 100 people because all I am doing is I'm copying the same message. I'm just changing the first name to their name and I am
Yeah.
sending it. All right. So that period, my DM, very active with my DM was, they just tell me, oh, is this a BC? I'm like, oh, no, it's not. It's not a BC. I was
Mhm.
sending it to you. Like, oh, Edgar is talking to me. Edgar sends me a message. And then try it. Send 100 messages, send a DM to 100 people every single, and they're easy to find.
Yeah.
All you just have to do is go
Yeah.
to the pages of, even your own page as well. Look at your followers as well. Send
Yeah,
them.
because there are people that would actually engage with the content on Instagram, but they're not going for the link. They're not going for the. And you know something? Just last year, I was watching Beyonce's performance, and I was like,
Oh,
this
nice.
woman puts so much work into what she does, and I'm just like, for you to get exceptional result for something, you have to do the work. It doesn't happen
Hmm.
by chance. So hearing this now is like, I've not done 10% of what I have to do.
Yes,
That's why,
yes.
yo, wow, that's
Another way is using LinkedIn. People don't really know how to use LinkedIn, and I really don't blame them. Some people just post on LinkedIn. They just post their like daily life motivational quotes.
mm-hmm.
I think that's like level
Motivational
one.
quote.
Yeah, that's like level
Yeah.
one of LinkedIn. So when you start using LinkedIn Premium,
Mhm.
it gives you an opportunity to start sending messages to the people that really matter, like in
Yeah.
your space. So one thing I've
Mhm.
realized is that there are so many PR platforms out there looking for Nigerian podcasts to promote, and they are tired of the same names, the same people. They want new podcasts, they want
Yeah.
new fresh ideas. And there's a particular lady in Mexico that I have been chatting with, and I know she took my podcast one time. I just started chatting with her on LinkedIn, and
Mhm.
she told me to send a link, and I sent a link to her. She took my podcast, wrote an article on it, and guess what? Boom! I think that same day I had over 2,000 downloads. You know, just
Wow.
because another community got to hear my
Mhm.
podcast.
Mhm.
So I feel like we need to start looking for those that matter to help amplify our podcast. It's just like how there was a time in Instagram where if Tunde had not takes your posts, that is the end.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, that is
Or
it.
let's say
Uh-huh.
pause Nigeria, or Yaba left online, you're blown. So in the same way too, we need to start looking for who are the amplifiers of podcasts in Nigeria.
Hello, hello. Sorry to interrupt your listening experience. I bring you good tidings. I know it's not Christmas yet, but this one I cannot just keep it. It cannot wait. Becoming You now has a WhatsApp community, a safe space for all of us to talk about everything and anything. Just like a place where we can bear it all. I can get more vulnerable. We can ask questions and just carry the episode gist beyond the episode. We talk about everything in this community. You get to know updates on our guests. You get to have like opportunities to send them questions before the episode and just connect really. You can find the link to join this community in the description box. Click on it already. See, you snooze, you lose. The first 20 people to join the community will be getting something very special from me. I'm currently waiting for you there. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Or in the
Mm-hmm.
world, that once they share your podcast to their people, boom, it becomes a massive success. So yeah, those are some of the things I know. There are some other interesting ones as well, but maybe I'll probably just tell you that privately.
Yes, I'll
Mm.
be in your DM. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah, interesting. I have a lot of work to do. Thank you. So
doing well,
Ed,
Buku, doing very well.
oh, thank you. So how are you, Edgar? Like how are you really? That's something I like asking my guests on the pod because I really want to know how you're faring. Adulting is it's complicated, it is stressful. So how are you really?
Okay, just because you added really, I was going to say I am fine, but now that you said really, I am okay. I feel
Okay.
I wish I could just pause the year and tell everybody to chill.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do some more work. Oh, the year is running
Yeah.
too fast, and I'm like, wait, this
Mm-hmm.
was not the plan. But then again, I am grateful to God Almighty. It has been an amazing year. This was the first year that I actually wrote no goals. I had a very clean paper, nothing. I had
Are
no
you
plan.
sure?
I have nothing I'm looking forward to this year. I'm like, God, just do everything you want to do. But again, I'm fine right now. Like, but today I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I've been relaxing for a bit. I'm in my bedroom watching
Yeah,
Anupulapo. Yeah,
oh, okay. Okay, so
yeah,
you're having a pretty chill day.
yeah.
Okay, I'm
What about
well.
you? What about you? Yes, what
Yeah.
about you?
I was going into that already.
Okay.
Like you said, yeah, I feel like a lot has been happening. Just yesterday, I was like, oh, I've only recorded 8 episodes of the pod this year, but it felt like I had recorded so, like, it just felt like I've been busy. I've not had time to rest. With work as well, I'm trying to catch up because it's like a new role, a new field. Like, that's my
Mm,
first project management, like, first role as a project manager. So it's a lot
all
of
right.
work. It's a lot of everything is just going on, and my birthday is in like 2 weeks. So this week I was stressed, but I was mentally preparing for my birthday. It's like your
Oh,
birthday is
nice.
coming. You take some time out to rest. So yeah, I would say generally I'm fine, stressed, and looking forward to my birthday.
Love it.
So we celebrated Valentine's Day last week, yeah. And you've been doing this particular series that I find very interesting. You've been running away from dates. Take me on a date, take me on the date. Then you order for this. Who is going to pay for it? Da da da. So you've been running around. So I wanted to know, as a single man who is quite calculative, what did you get up to during Valentine's?
Sorry, go again, go again. What did you say?
I
I,
said,
I didn't hear the question.
as a single man that is quite calculated with funds and running away from dates all the time, what did you get up to during Valentine?
All right. Valentine, what did I do during Valentine? Yes, that's the question, right?
Yes, yes, that is it.
I was just with friends. I remember that they came over to some from my friends came over to the house, told me to put my phone
Mm-hmm.
down. I was writing a blog at the time. They just came, no, they drop your phone, let's go out, let's spend some time. So I went
Oh,
with my friends. I went to chill. I didn't go on any dates. I just went to chill with some friends. We spent time relieving moments that we've all had together, played
mm-hmm.
games, ate, talked for a bit, watched movies. We decided to watch old Nollywood. That was the idea. So we went
Oh,
back to John Okafor, Mr. Igbo. That's Mr.
mm-hmm.
Igbo, Nkem. Oh, we wanted to just laugh about old Nigerian movies. That was what we did. So yeah, it was a great time. It was a great time. I didn't really have time to spend with women or any other
Yeah.
thing.
Those movies were produced at a time where Nigeria was still like good,
Yeah.
when Nigeria was still fairly okay.
Yes.
Now nobody's laughing.
I
So
agree.
yeah.
I
and
agree.
how are things going on the agricultural like side of things as well? Are you already breeding chickens for Easter, or are you pausing on that business for now?
So first of all, my parents are super proud of how well I
Or
did.
yeah.
I had a conversation with my mom, and she really wants me to go into the business like full time.
Mm-hmm.
So the plan for me again is to do it in December again. So I'll start in October again. So instead of doing about 50 birds this time, I want to do like 200 or 150 birds. But yes. But hopefully, maybe in another year, I'll probably start like doing it every year. But for now,
Every
I have
year.
like so many other things I'm doing in my life that I cannot fully focus on farming. You
Yeah, it's
know,
a lot of
yeah,
work. It's a
it
lot of
is.
work.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Um,
It is.
Okay, so if you've listened to the pod to this extent, thank you so much. So we have a goal for the pod, yeah, and that's to like get to at least 1K subscribers on YouTube. So please, if you're listening, kindly like click on the subscribe button, like, share, and if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcast, just follow the podcast and rate us as well. This rating just helps like visibility. It helps push the podcast forward. And don't be stingy, you guys. Just share this podcast to everybody that you know. The single ones, the people that are in a relationship, the people that are in situationships, just share the podcast. Thank you so much. And Edgar, we're moving into a different segment of the pod, and
All
this is like
right.
a true or false like section where I
Oh,
ask
I
you
love it.
questions and we know if it's true or false.
I
Okay, so
love
the
it.
first one is
Oh,
love
hold on,
is
hold on.
blind.
Let me drink now. Let me get
Oh,
ready.
sorry. You know, I talk really fast, and it's something that I should start working on. I'll start talking
No,
like
no, no.
very,
If it's
very.
true or false, I need to be ready so that I can just it's like rapid fire, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're just going,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Oh yeah, now let's go.
We're supposed to just be going. Like I love explanations. Anyway,
All right, oh yeah, now let's go. I would
okay.
try. I
So
would try. If you need
love.
answers, if you need explanations to any of the questions, just let me know. I'll tell you. I'll
Oh,
give
of
you like a
course.
basic yeah.
But I kind of always lead explanations anyway. So just be prepared.
All right, cool.
All right. So the first question is: love is blind.
False.
Why?
Love isn't blind because the embodiment of love
Mm.
requires you to open your eyes. You need to see if you really if your goal in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship is to get married, except you're just dating for fancy.
Mm-hmm.
You need to open your eyes to see who you are dating because that is your life. So I will
Yeah.
not say love is
True.
blind. I would say you have to open your eyes. Love is vision. Love is sight.
Love is being active and
It's
like
active.
do not
Yes.
ignore anything. Yeah. Okay. So the next one: men know within the first few weeks if they want something serious with you.
True. True. Men
So
actually even know the first day.
okay, I want to say something.
Yeah, go
Should
ahead.
I say it?
Yeah, sure.
In my scatter potential relationship that you have with somebody,
Go ahead.
can I
Don't
go
worry.
ahead?
Please do. Break
Okay, so
that
you
table.
know,
Shake that table.
if men know from the first day, from the first week, then and you're, kind of carrying Naomi over to April, I like what's going on there?
Yeah, facts. So let me explain it this way. Okay. So yes, men know if there is something when they see you, when we start talking, they can tell like I like this girl. I can feel it.
Mm,
But sometimes we need time to be very sure. All right. So
mm,
With Naomi's case,
mm,
remember, I never really had the chance to talk to Naomi that day.
yeah,
I think we only spoke about, say, the total duration of our conversation that day was about 30 minutes. What I mean is
yeah,
she opened the gate for me, I entered the house, she called her mom came down. I spent more time talking to her mom. When I got home, I
yeah.
sent her a message to say I've gotten home, thank you so much, help me thank your mom. The next few minutes is just hey, hi, good morning. She thanked me the next day for coming to the house, so it's just hey, hi. We've not really had time to talk. All
To
right,
know
I
each
am
other.
sure that
Uh-huh.
yes, when I go out with Naomi, all right, and we talk,
Mm,
I would know
mm,
if she's the one or not. And if she's not the
okay.
one, as the sweet guy that I am, I would try to build it to see if I am mistaken because sometimes we are wrong.
Okay, so this is not part of our true or false questions, but it's just
All
something
right.
that I need to ask you from what you've just said. At what
Yeah.
point do you tell a lady that you're not feeling her?
Hmm. It
Because you could
varies.
have, yeah, because like,
Let me tell you why I said it varies. Like
okay,
different people, different answers, different responses.
hmm,
You need to be the way I do it. And respect to all the guys that can tell you immediately they feel like they are not in with you. They tell you, like, respect to those guys. I cannot
yeah,
do that. That is not my style. Like, before I tell you I am not feeling you, I have to be 100% sure that I am not feeling you. And that 100% could take a while. Like it could take a very long time. You know
uh,
why? Because there's so many reasons that would make that decision to say I'm not feeling you. It could be my own problem. It could be personal problems that I'm going through at the time.
well,
It could be societal issues. That's just I'm not
mm-hmm,
feeling that I'm putting on you. All right. So I have to be very, very sure that I'm not feeling you. Although there are some facts, or I mean, when I mean facts, there are some attributes that once I see in a lady, I already know that, oh, I'm not feeling you from the very beginning. All right. There are some things I know that once I see in a lady or what happens, I can't take it. Do you
When
understand?
those kind of things happen, do you just distance yourself? Do you
No, no,
ghost
no, no.
or do you tell
No, no, no,
her?
no. I just build a friendship instead. I just build a friendship and I make it obvious that what we're having right now is just a friendship and nothing more.
Just
For example, I can't date someone who is taller than me. All right. So if
so
we
you have to go for someone who is really petite.
you don't have to be, but when you're obviously taller, like, to be honest, I cannot be looking up to you and looking down on me, do you get what I mean? Like,
I get you.
what I mean is the moment I see a fine lady or maybe my friends like Fela or Noel, so Edgar, there's this lady I need you to check out, she's like really good, you like her. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, send me a picture, and I look at the picture like, oh, she's so fine. She has passed a particular level.
Mm-hmm.
She looks really pretty. Like, I tell people, like, you can yab me and say, Edgar, you're ugly. But whoever I marry, nobody will to yab that woman that she's ugly. Do you understand? After all these years of struggling, no, my wife must be fine. You get, yeah, see, she does not have sense. No wahala. But is she fine? Yes. All right. So you can, with that, when I meet a lady that's pretty, I'm like, okay, she's good. But when I see her in person and I find out that she is taller than me, there's just this disconnect, And then I'm like, you know what? Instead of losing this person totally, let's build a friendship where we're just friends. Because I believe there's always value in friendships.
True. So there's a series on your Instagram as well where you ask people if they can date you.
Yeah.
And from this response you've given me now, a lot of those girls, like most ladies that you've interviewed, they go, you're too short. You're short. No, I'm
And
like,
I am
okay,
not sure
okay,
too.
okay.
And
Really?
I am not sure. I tell people not to judge me by my Instagram. The reason is because my Instagram is strictly for comedy. It has nothing to really do with my real persona or my branding as much. All right. So when you see me doing things on Instagram, I'm just trying to crack jokes or build a persona but please don't take Instagram too seriously. Do you get? So yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I think why I just stated that was like, okay, do you think hearing ladies like probably say they can't date you because of your height or stuff like that has kind of influenced your taste in ladies as well? That okay, you know what? Or
They
they're
are
just
not serious. They are not serious. All those girls are saying they don't have the. Let me
but
not
have
say
you had a
nonsense here.
lady
But
reject you in real life? Have you had a lady reject you in in a real life scenario as like just because of your height?
so I would not say height. I would say because of how I'm built. Yes, people have rejected me because I'm skinny. A lot of women have rejected me. There
Oh.
was there was an era when I was always doing like what's it called again? Blind dates on social media apps. I was in online dating. I would use
Mm-hmm.
Tinder, I'll use all the rest. There are so many people that rejected me. They will hear my voice. I'm like, ooh, he's so manly. Ooh. And when they see me in person, they're like, ew, this is, oh God.
Oh.
I've had cases, of course, so many people that rejected me when they see me. When they see me, especially those that don't know me on Instagram, like, or social media,
Yeah.
when they see me, they reject me. Some women don't even like my voice. I've had about five or
Well, I
six different
mean,
ladies. I've said, okay, why do you sound like a frog? Why do you sound like a frog?
really?
You sound like a frog.
That's quite interesting. People have their different like taste and they know what they want anyway. Okay, so the
Yeah.
next question I have for you is women ignore red flags than men.
Come again.
Women ignore red flags more than men. Red
Hmm.
flags.
Yeah, I know what red flags are. I'm just trying to see here. Do I agree with that? Women ignore red flags. False. False.
Oh, okay.
I think I know so many men that would just date anything just because they want to either sleep with the lady or,
Well,
find
that's
their way.
true.
Some women, there are women that would rather not, well, again, but thinking again, some women would
Mm-hmm.
ignore the red flags if you have money. I know women too that would say, so far he's rich, every other thing is a green flag. They would manage every other thing. Crazy story. I knew a lady in my department at the time who was called one of the most beautiful girls, or a
Mm-hmm.
girl, sorry, one of the most beautiful girl in my department at the time. And
Mm-hmm.
she would travel to the UK. And the next thing that we heard was that she got married. And her husband, to me, is not so handsome. The guy is not as handsome as we expected her husband to be.
Our husband
But
to be,
guess
but
what? He's rich.
he's rich.
He's rich. Very
Uh-huh.
rich.
And she'll be living the
So you
life.
see,
So yeah, but that may not be a red
so
flag
to
to her
me,
anyway. The looks might not be a red flag to
what is
her.
not a red
So
flag to her?
the looks might not
She
be a
can't
red
tell me
flag.
that. She cannot tell me that it looks not a red flag to her. Okay, what about the pot
Okay.
belly? What about the pot belly?
So the next question now is: a man's financial status affects how seriously he takes a lady. Did
Yes.
you get that? Okay.
True. True.
Okay, okay. And long talking stages are just delayed rejections. I believe that's true, but what do you think?
Long talking stages.
Yeah.
No, false. 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 Come on. Come
How
on.
long do you think? How long should a talking stage last ideally?
As long as it needs to be. I think it as long as it needs to be. To be
You sound like
honest.
a man that has put a lot of women in different crazy situations. Via talking
Okay.
stage. What do you mean as
So,
long as there should be? How long?
so let
Like
me
a
be honest
year?
with you. Let me be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
Let me be honest with you. There are certain things in love, in relationships, that you cannot
Mm-hmm.
use duration to answer. Like you can't say, oh, it's 2 days, it's 7 days, it's 15 days.
Mm,
There are certain things that you cannot use time to answer. And the reason is
that's
because you're
true.
dealing with human beings here, and human beings, they respond differently.
That's
Now,
true.
if there was a knife to my head, or if I was forced to give an answer, I would say that a proper talking stage should not be longer than, say, 3 months. I would say
Mm.
3 months.
And and should you
But
be exclusive?
I love jollof rice, but I would
Okay.
not eat jollof rice every single day. I would take jollof rice on Monday. I would have fried rice on Tuesday. I would have coconut rice on Wednesday. I would have white rice on Thursday. I would have asun rice on Friday. Yes, because I love jollof rice, I would have it again on Saturday. But on
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, I'll probably have another, maybe a rich rice or something else. My point is
Mm-hmm.
that until we both agree to be exclusive to each other, you have no
Mm-hmm.
reason to tie me to you until we both
Okay.
agree that we are doing this for us. So best believe that if I tell you I'm in a talking stage with a lady, you are not the only lady I'm talking to.
Obviously. I mean, you said on So Nigerian that you were actually talking to three ladies at the time. Now they must have increased in number. Now maybe five, six.
Did I say 3 or 5? Did I say 3 or 5?
Was it five?
Yes, I have like 5.
You still have them?
Yes, but again, I haven't really had time. But we're still building a good friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of what I'm doing. Yeah. So, like I said, my year starts in April when I'm back and I'm done with this stage play. That's when I
Mm-hmm.
really have time.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I'm not writing my podcast, so I write my podcast. People don't know I get to write.
Yeah.
I'm not just carry my mic and start
No,
talking.
of course.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So I write my
There's a
podcast.
lot.
It takes me, each episode is about, say, 6,000 words.
Oh.
And yeah, 6,000 words of writing. I have a blog that I get to write. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm writing that as well. So I do a lot of writing. And if you know writers, we really do not have time for so many other things, because when we're not writing, we're reading. When we're not reading, we're listening. When we're not listening,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
sleeping. And I love to sleep as well.
Got
So
it.
yes.
So
So
right now
yes.
you don't have time for them as much. Anyway, we're done with the true or false. Like I know it's probably wasn't as rapid as you expected it, but yeah, that's that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, when I was thinking about your situation and the fact that you've been single, I'm saying it like it's a big deal, but yeah, maybe it's a big deal that you've been single for 7 years and you've been actively searching. And I'm like, could it be that you had a very, very bad relationship and that's why you're very like picky right now? So I wanted to know like how traumatizing was your last dating experience? Was it really bad or was it still good? Like how was it? Do you
You
think
mean my last,
the
last,
last
last?
one that happened 7 years ago, how traumatizing was it?
All right. Wow. It's crazy that my ex
Mm-hmm.
is the only story, my ex's story is the only story I cannot talk about on my podcast for now. There's an episode called 6 Feet Deep, Six
Mm-hmm.
Feet Deep, where I talked about a friend of mine who died.
Mm-hmm.
A lady I liked at the point that died.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, that's another episode I wish I did not release at the time, because
Yeah.
even her parents, her mom is a good friend of mine. Um,
Yeah.
may her soul rest in peace. Her mom is a good friend of mine, and her mom called me to say, "Oh, nice episode. I'm happy you're able to share so person's
Mm-hmm.
story, but I wish that you never really released it." So her
Yeah.
story and my ex's story are two stories that, as a matter of fact, my ex she's a lawyer, and she has told me with tears and mucus in her face that she would, what she will say, sue me, curse me the day she ever hears that I tell our story to the world. While her story was like really precious.
Yeah.
But when I get that freedom to share it, best believe
Like
Bookie, I'll come and tell you.
it's so like I feel like you're someone who is quite intentional about relationships, and that's why you take your time to define it and say, if I do not ask you out from the bottom of my heart, I'm not in a relationship with you. So it makes
Mm.
sense that you have like stories, you have boundaries, even when it comes to like your storytelling. That's really nice. But have you ever been heartbroken?
Yeah, lots. They've broken my heart, broken my head.
Deal with heartbreaks. I feel like heartbreak is that I don't know. Heartbreak is something that it's crazy.
Mm.
It creates a new version of us. I remember like it's
Mm.
been a while since I was heartbroken. I do not want to experience it again. But the last time, yeah, it was like I had a song. I was always crying, and I wanted to know, like, guys, do you guys go through that process of crying and just having a song, or you just like dust it off and keep moving?
All right. So, yes, I have a song I always get to listen to. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
when I hear the song anywhere, I remember,
Mhm.
I just
Oh.
remember
Mhm.
her. But I have never cried though. Tears is the last thing that will come out from my like. See, let me tell you why I don't know how to. Let me tell you why I cannot cry.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why I cannot cry. The issue is I look at the future and I look
Mhm.
at what is to come. I look at how bright my future is. I look at how big
Mhm.
and how blessed God would make me in the next few years. And I feel bad for any lady that has left my life, not because of just them, but because of what I have coming. So I'm like, when you
Mhm.
when you leave me, I'm like, hey, yeah. So it's not two of us that will enjoy this beautiful future
This
coming.
yeah.
Bad for you. Bad for you. Thank you for even leaving now before I got married to
Mhm.
you. Like, so I feel like I'm a prize to a certain level. I feel like I am gold. So
Oh
whoever
shit.
is with me,
Uh-huh.
I am doing you
Mhm.
a favor the same way you're doing me a favor. Do you understand?
True.
So whoever leaves
Yes.
me is not God's design for me at the end of the day.
True.
There are some I really regret that I messed up, but
Mhm.
then again, I feel like whenever I find that person and I get married to that person is the person. I don't believe in soulmates. I believe whoever I get married to is the person I'm meant to get married to.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yes, I don't
Okay.
feel bad for too long because I have work to do.
Okay, okay, I get it. Do you know, I mentioned at the beginning of the pod, I have so many female friends that are single. Not that I
Yes,
want to match make you with them,
please don't.
but
No, Bookie, do. Match make me, please.
but they've been asking me questions like, where do we find an eligible guy? Like, where do we find the men? So, especially those women that are not in Nigeria. Like, for instance, in Brazil, you don't have men, calling you on the road or something like that. So it's very hard to find people these days. How, like, I don't know, how have you been finding your people? Like, so I could give them like points. I want them to listen to this episode and kind of get like headway. So it's like a lot of them are just, they feel stuck, they don't know what to do. How do I market myself in a way that doesn't look like I'm desperate? Yeah. So how would you say they should go about it? Do you think they should try out dating apps? What's that like? What would you think they should do?
All right. To be honest, I really do not know because I'm not
Okay.
an expert when it comes to dating. But I would
Mm-hmm.
say that I know, first of all, there are three places I always advise people not to try. Um,
Okay.
the first one is your office where you work.
Yeah.
If it works for you, they're fine. But I always say do not try your office. There's a lot of, especially, I don't know about outside Nigeria, but in Nigeria, it comes a lot of basbos.
Everywhere.
Dating
Everywhere.
any of your colleague at the office is drama. Do you
It's always
understand?
ends in tears, hot tears,
Yes,
most
your
times.
office. The second place I always advise people not to try. This one is on and off. It's crazy. Some people find love in church. All right.
Mm.
The thing is, I see church as my safe haven. I want to go to church and
Yeah.
feel free and just talk to my God, relax, have good friendship, good family. If you find love in church, awesome. Now, for your friends, I would advise that what they do is let them go out more with their friends and their friends' friends. So, what that means is
Mm-hmm.
let them be open a group where maybe six of your other female friends, invite your male friends around, let them come around,
Mm-hmm.
and go out, spend more time outside. The truth is, even if you believe in God from now to tomorrow, He's not going to bring a woman into my room or bring a man to your
Of
company.
course.
The
Yeah.
more you go out, the more you have opportunities of going out, meeting more people, meeting your friends, the chances of you actually meeting the person that you would end up with. Now, another question is, wherever you find the person you're looking for, remember where you found them. It's very important. Remember where you found them. What I mean
Okay.
is, if you find the
Uh-huh.
guy in a club, all right, you go to the club, find the guy in the club. Yes, he
Uh-huh.
loves you, he cares about you, but there is a part of him that made him go there. So don't be expecting one Jesus boy. that is always going to be reminding you to read your Bible
Mm-hmm.
every day. If you found him in the club,
True,
all right.
true, true, true.
If you
Preach,
know
preach,
that,
preach.
if you know that you want a man that would just be sleeping with you. It's all about sleeping with you. It's all about
Mm-hmm.
pleasure. It's all about the experience, sexual experiences. That is what you want. That is what
Mm-hmm.
love is to you. Then do not go and be looking for a man in the church.
In the church.
Do
Yeah.
not go and look for a man in the church, because when you not get the man in the church, yes, he might do it one, two, but one first time, second time, but don't be surprised when he tells you the third time he has been sinning. He is insane. He's fornication. Don't be surprised now. Like you get,
He
because
needs to
that is what,
dedicate his life to
yes, he needs
God.
to dedicate his life to God. So wherever you find him, just know that there are
Mm-hmm.
certain rules or principles that guides people wherever you find them. Basically,
True, true.
And again, please do not, if a lady here, do not date a guy that does not have a job.
No,
Do
no,
not even
no.
think about, see, do not even think, don't date a guy that promises he has a great future.
Are you here?
Sorry, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can still hear you. Yeah.
Sorry. So don't even date a guy that promises that he has a great future.
What if you see the potential?
Potential, yes. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can.
Sorry, a call keeps coming in. That's why I've been cutting it. Sorry. Hey, can you hear me
Oh,
now?
okay.
Yeah, I can hear you
Yes,
very well
yes,
now.
I can.
Yeah, so for
Oh yeah.
potential, yeah, you see potential by patterns, not by words. All right.
Mm,
Potential is you see the potential of the man by his pattern. Where was he 5 years ago? What did he
where is
accomplish
it now?
accomplish in 2 years? So can you see, is it taking steps? Is it getting better by year in, year out? Is it getting better? If he is, then you can tell that okay, this guy will be big in the next 5-10 years. But if you look at his life and he's where he was 5 years ago, he's just saying that one day I'll be
It
great,
just
I'll be
talks.
great. He just talks. Just know that he will keep talking.
Sister, run,
Please,
run.
please.
Finding a partner in church here, I know it works for some people, but I feel like in church, there are a lot of people that they've tried outside. They're unable to find anybody. They just come and like, the Lord said, you are the one. And I'm always like, be very, very skeptical of anybody that comes to you and say, the Lord showed me. If you did not see it, don't believe them. Because we have a lot of people that are they just want to tie you down with those messages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you
you're correct.
mentioned that you tried out dating apps. How was your experience with dating apps? Like, do you still use them, or did you delete the apps? And how was your experience with it?
All right, my experience was terrible. It was terrible at first. The
Wow.
reason was terrible was because when I started, especially with Tinder, I can remember very well with Tinder. This was, say, some 10 years ago, 10, 9, 8 years ago. Now, I want you to imagine how I looked 10 years ago, correct? I don't have,
10
I
years
barely have
ago, you
beard.
were on Tinder.
Look at this young lady. When do you know we started using Tinder?
I'm doing some calculations in my brain right now.
Leave my age. I was 21 and I'm strong and healthy. Please leave my age.
Okay.
But I just want you to imagine here, 10 years ago, I did not really have, see the beard I have is very small.
Yeah.
I did not really have beards. My head was big. My neck was small. I looked more feminine than I looked like a guy 10 years ago. Now, I posted my picture. My baritone was not as deep as it is right now, but it was deep.
Yeah.
Well,
It was there.
guess what? I would swipe right. Nobody would swipe right too. Everybody was swiping left. All the people that nobody wanted to chat swipe right with me. So I guess what I had to do at one point, I had to take my uncle's picture and use as my picture before women were swiping right. So when they asked me for my pictures, I would send them my uncles. I had my uncle's Facebook was just there. I'll just be taking pictures and sending it to them. But when they hear my voice, they would hear my baritone. They're like, "Oh, we really love this guy. Fine boy." Okay. But I realized that people did not really like the physique, like how I looked at the time. A lot of them. They just called me small. You're a small boy. You don't know anything. You're a small boy. Yeah. And that was my experience at the time with Tinder. Except those ladies that maybe one or two Nigerians that I also met on Tinder. But I've tried a lot of crazy, apps, crazy apps.
Yeah. From what I hear, people on those apps are more of like they're into flings and just having like sexual than having a serious relationship.
Yes. I don't sleep around like that. So when I mean I sleep around, is I don't just meet random people and sleep with them. That is not my. If I don't feel you, if I really do not like you,
it is not the godly way.
It's not the godly way.
None of the above is actually the godly way.
Yes. Although I was talking to someone one time, and then I think the question was, the person asked that, what do I think? Do I feel like men should have sex with their women before they get married? Like, is it something? No, it's not a sin. If it's sin, it's a sin because God said.
Okay.
That's not the question. Like, do you well, if you were to advise, outside the
Someone,
Bible,
uh-huh.
would you say it's a crime or a problem? And I don't want to make this religious, but I'll just say that there are three types of sin. All right. There is the obvious sin, there is the not so obvious sin, and there are sins that God has said it is a sin because it is a sin to God. So let me give you
Okay.
clearly. So obvious sins: stealing, killing,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
sexual immorality. These are obvious sins because you have to
Mm-hmm.
do them. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Not so obvious sins. You have envy, pride, deceit.
Mm.
These are things
Yeah.
that you cannot see, but they are inside. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You can be angry with someone and not show it to the person. You can have pride for
Yeah.
someone and not show it. It's also sin. That's not so obvious sin. Now, there are sins that they do not really, there are sins that, for example, are sins or that God has just said it is a sin, not because you are really hurting God or hurting man. God just said
Mm-hmm.
it is a sin, like fornication. If
Mm.
you think about fornication, really, there is no scripture anywhere that explains why fornication is a sin. God has
They
said it is a
say,
sin, it is a sin. Do you understand?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
someone was just asking the other time that if I feel like fornication is not fornication, like men, people
Mm.
sleeping before they get married. And I was like, to be honest, I don't really see the big deal in it. Like, I don't see why it's a problem. Do you get?
Actually.
So many
Yeah.
men today or women today that are complaining about their marriages to say, you know what, they married the woman as a virgin, but they are not satisfied sexually. And we cannot take that
Mm-hmm.
out of the importance of a relationship or a marriage. Do you
Mm.
understand? So imagine he had
Okay.
tested her before he
I
married
was
her.
about to get there. That so what you are saying without
You
saying
would,
explicitly is that
mm,
doing the
not
test
yet.
before.
Be sure. Be sure. You know why? Because if you go to churches and you're about to get married and they have their counseling units,
Mm-hmm.
what they would ask you to do is no pastor will say go and sleep with her. Instead,
Oh no.
they will say talk about it. They will say you can now talk about you reach the big age, you reach the level in your relationship where you guys can now talk about sex, about how you guys like it. But see, sex and talking about it are two different things.
You can have all the imagination in your head, but when it's time to put it out,
Yes,
it's like, yeah,
yes. So
yeah.
but God is helping us, Sha. That's how I'll just put it. God is
God,
helping us.
see, it is just, it is well. That's all I can say. It
Yes,
is
it is
well. Do
well.
what works
It
for
is well.
you.
Yes,
Do
yes.
what works for you. Okay. So, Edgar, we've spoken a lot about a lot of things, yeah. But is
Mm,
there any, you've gone on so many dates. I mean, last year you went to like 71 dates. You went on
71.
71 dates. Yeah. So, which of them do you think stood out to you? Like, what's the best date you've had, basically?
All right, the best date I've had. I have a feeling that if I say one right now after this call, I'll probably remember another one, and I'll be like, "Oh, I wish I said this one." But I
Oh, so
think
you've had, oh,
I think it was a very good date. As a matter of fact, this was not the date I wanted to go for. So a lady
yeah.
had just reached out to me on Instagram, and she was like, "Oh, I see you put in a lot of work. You're doing so well. Can we be friends?" We started talking for like 3 weeks, and she was like, "Edgar, you're always taking people out, going on dates. Can I take you out?" And
Oh,
I
so
was
sweet.
like,
Yeah.
"Okay, all right, sure." So
Mm-hmm.
we went somewhere. I can't remember where, but we had ice cream. She paid for it, and from there, she took me to get my nails done, and it was
Oh,
just beautiful. It was just beautiful. Like she paid
oh.
for everything. It was. I think it was just the fact that I think she had noticed my nails were a bit long or out
Mm-hmm.
of form and everything, and she was like, Edgar, let me just take care of you today. So I went to had my pedicure, manicure,
Mm-hmm.
got me ice cream, and we sat down to really talk about life. And I think that is what I really get to enjoy about dates. The point where we get to talk about life itself, And it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was
Do you
awesome.
know it's really nice meeting people, like meeting new people and talking to them. But when you're in a
Mm.
relationship, you become exclusive. What do you think about having friends with opposite sex when you're like in a relationship, a very committed relationship? Because I kind of feel like it's really nice meeting people and talking to people, but you
Mm.
can't talk to somebody too much so you don't get like attached to them or something like that. So like what's your take on having like close friendships with someone of the opposite sex while you're in a very serious committed relationship?
Get your partner involved. If I have a conversation with
Mm.
another lady and we talk and talk, one day I'll tell my babe about you and say, there's this lady
Yeah, of
I've been
course
talking.
you'll be telling your babe, but you will not like, so how do you, will you connect them?
Yeah, I'll connect them. If I really find you interesting and I know that I don't want
Mm-hmm.
anything to happen between us, one of the things I would like to inform you at one point or the other is to tell you I have a babe. All right.
Yeah,
Now, when I
sure.
tell you I have a babe, I would watch out for how you respond to that with your words, with your
Mm-hmm.
actions. If I see that you are still putting your body trying to get to me, then I'll tell you that, you know what, I think my babe should join this call. I think she would really love what you're saying right now. She would be a fan of this topic. and I'll get my babe involved. All
But
right.
the other woman will get uncomfortable.
Yes,
One
but
of
that's
two
the
things will happen.
idea. That is the
Yeah.
idea. And then
To
guess what?
set boundaries.
After that
Mm-hmm.
call, I'm going to ask you, so what do you think about my babe? I'm going to be bringing my babe to your face. Every day, once I just get that urge that, oh, this lady's trying to put herself on me. What do you think
Yeah.
about my babe? Do you think my babe will like this hair? I think my babe likes the kind of hairstyle you. No. Can you please tell my babe about you? Where did you get this perfume from? You smell so nice. Can you please tell my
Choke
babe?
out with your babe.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay,
So
makes
that
sense.
she will know that, oh, and if
There's
she's
no way,
smart, if
yeah.
she's smart, she would get the message. If she's very
Yeah.
smart, she will get the message.
I mean, people get these messages, but they just choose to ignore because you just
Mm,
probably you're having your attentions or your emotional needs being met by the person. You just ignore and
yeah.
continue
It's
till they
dangerous.
get.
It's
It's
dangerous. Trust
very,
me, it is
very
dangerous.
dangerous. It is
I've
very,
been a
very.
victim. I've been a victim twice, and I know what
Oh,
that can happen.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
she
had
told you she
people.
had she has a guy, and you kept on talking to the person, or the other way around.
No, I had somebody at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I met another person, and we started talking.
Okay.
And one day she invited me to my house. The moment she told me to come to my house, that she wanted to just come and let's spend some time at my place. To be
Uh-huh.
honest with you, nobody talked about, you know, making out or doing anything. She just
Yeah.
said, come over to my, let's spend some time. I already knew that it was something like that could happen. But guess
Yeah.
what? I still went there. So, so when it happened, I knew it was going to happen. She was even doing,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry this happened. I'm sorry. La, la. I told her, don't worry. I already knew this was going to happen when I come. You
Yeah.
know, so I regret it? Of course, I regret it. Regret the whole action because when I told the lady I was with at the time that happened,
Oh,
of course she forgave. Did she forgive me? Yeah, but it allowed her to see me differently, and then she now went to go and do her
yeah.
own. She had to go and do her own, and in that when you do 1 minus 1, it's not always 0.
No,
It's
it's not.
-2.
I feel like when you cheat on someone and they cheat back, it's very hard to move past it.
Yes. That
It's
was actually
very
how
hard
our
to move
relationship
past
ended at
it.
the time.
Yeah.
It was not just working.
Yeah.
And I mean, she will always tell the story, you cheated first, you cheated first. But I don't think that matters. Like, if we both cheated, we
It
both
does.
cheated.
It does. You cheated first. You are the cheat.
You see now.
She's just a victim of the circumstance of the situation.
No,
She didn't
Allah.
do it intentionally.
Wow.
Okay, so you spoke about your birth date, yeah. And there's this podcast I listened to, Loose Talk. I don't know if you listen to them as
Of
well.
course I do.
Okay, so they raised a topic where they said like Nigerian girls now. So there's this stereotype that oh girls do not have so much to offer. We can't like have conversations. We can't hold discussions. We don't know much. As someone that meets ladies every now and then, do you also think or feel the same way about women? That we do not know how to like initiate things. I mean, you had a lady take you on your best date. So do you feel like there are a lot of ladies that do not know how to initiate stuff, hold conversations, or do you think it's just a stereotype that has been flying based on the
Um,
kind of women those people go for?
so I feel like when it comes to conversations and having like beautiful conversations, yeah, one person has to lay low for the other person. Now, usually,
Mm,
most times, women want men to lead, all right?
yeah.
And they don't want to
Mm-hmm.
look like they talk too much. Or so they want the man to lead the conversation and then they will just follow,
Mm-hmm.
because again, it gives this appearance of a lady is full of class level when she's not the one
True.
doing and the man is just
Listen,
there.
yeah.
You get, so when the man is doing all the talking and the woman is just there sipping her wine or looking at the man, taking a little, juice. It gives a level of class, it gives a level of composure to the lady.
Mm-hmm.
However, I have also come to realize that if you want to have a great conversation with someone, look for a middle ground that works for both of you and build it up from there. All right. And you would have a great conversation as well. For example, if I was meeting Bookie for the first time, if I was meeting you for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to talk about something right now, I can talk about your hair. I can talk about your hair because I want to know
Yeah.
the story behind your hair. And guess what? You'll be excited to
Mm-hmm.
talk about your hair as
True,
well.
true.
All right. I will probably not come and talk about politics if I don't know how much you know about politics.
About
I would
politics.
probably not talk about AI or tech if I don't know how much you know about that. All right. I would want to talk about you first. Now, the issue is most men, some men, not most men, some men just expect that women should be able to just talk about anything. No, you have to find out what she's comfortable talking about. And the
Yeah.
more she gets very comfortable to talk to you about what she knows, she will basically not want to talk about anything. All right. I know women that do not
Yeah.
even watch football at all. But the moment they
I
get
do not watch
interested,
football.
guess what? The moment you get interested in a particular
Yeah.
guy, over time, one day you want to just watch. What are they even watching? What are they goes even doing
Yeah.
self?
I
You,
at least I know this cause and I'm like I'm a Man U fan by proxy, but
you see now, Do you
Yeah,
get?
true.
So I think
Yeah.
it's all about how you. For men, I always advise men to lay it down, talk more about the woman first, let her get comfortable to talk to you, and then you can now bring up anything. All right. It's always about
Yeah.
comfort first. Let the person be comfortable with you first, and then
That's a
yeah.
very brilliant answer. I thought you were going to say, "Oh yeah, Nigerian girls are this Nigerian." So it's so nice.
No, no, no.
Like,
I
yeah,
have met Nigerian
exactly.
girls, so I know.
People
I
have different interests. Like they have different things that interest them, and sometimes you don't even know you can be interested in things because the things we talk about, things we know about, are based on our exposure. Some of
mm-hmm,
us, like 3 years ago, I wasn't into politics, but now I'm breathing it. I'm trying to listen to the news and stuff like that. So we
exactly.
grow, we evolve. Yeah, give people grace. Don't judge anybody.
Make them feel comfortable. Make them feel comfortable, and
Yeah,
you
make them feel comfortable. Okay,
yeah,
so Edgar, we've had a very, very, very great conversation. But before I let you go, I just have two more questions, just
love
to.
it.
So
Throw
the
it.
first one is, we've spoken about your best dates. It's going to just, I think it's only fair for us to know your worst date experience as well. So what's the worst one you've had?
Worst dates experience, a lot. Oh, a lot. But the one that came to mind the moment you said it was a lady that said I stole her phone.
Ha, this is serious. Really, that's really
Yes.
bad.
No, it was no, 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 no. This was 2019 thereabout. But I can't remember. I can't forget
How
that
did that
day.
happen?
Okay, so what happened was we went to this lady was screaming at the restaurant that she will slap me if I don't bring
Lord
out her
of
phone.
Jesus,
So
I'm
what
so
happened?
sorry.
No, 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 no. So let me tell you. Let me tell you. I haven't even said this story before, but yeah, maybe you mentioned that. I just remembered the story.
Yeah.
So what happened was we were at a restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and were we at a restaurant? No, we were at a party. Well, I think we were at a restaurant at the time. Both of us were sitting there, and I remember that she left her phone. I think she took. I don't even know what happened to that phone. I think she left it in the bathroom when she went to take pictures or something like that, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody stole it from there because she came out without the phone. And then the next thing was, oh, Edgar. She didn't even ask me, Edgar, did you see my phone? She was like, Edgar, where's my phone? Where's my phone? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, you took your phone to the bathroom. And she was like, don't joke with me. Don't do that. Don't do that. And she was
Ha.
laughing she was just laughing at first. She was like, oh, yeah, me now. Give me Joe. Give me Joe. And I was like, I did not take your phone. I did not take your phone. And then the whole laughter of give me Joe, stop it now, stop it now. I'm just joking, give me my phone. Just switched to 100. Like it just switched. So are you
Wow.
crazy? Give me back my phone. Yeah, thief, give me back my phone. It was crazy. Oh.
What?
It was
That
crazy.
how did you resolve the issue? What
We
happened?
didn't we didn't get to even resolve it. What happened was I think that some people came around trying to calm her down. The worst part was that people were not telling me, all the girls like guys were like, just give her a phone.
And it's not with you.
And you needed to see me that day. I was seated and I was smiling like a fool. I was
Oh.
smiling out of I was so, when you're so confused, there's a level of confusion you get to
Yeah.
where your face is no longer confused, like, what happened? You're just smiling like
Like what's going on?
I'm
Are
telling you, like how did we
you
get here?
serious?
Because we're already forming lobby. At the point
You guys were supposed to look for the phone together.
I held her
Like
hands. I remember that while we were there, I held her hands at some point, and I was like, "Your hands are really soft." And I remember touching her because she's hairy. She has like hair, and I was like, "Oh,
uh-huh.
do you ever get to shave your hair?" We had a very
Uh-huh.
brilliant, sweet, romantic conversation before that phone thing
So you
happened.
thought, so you thought, so
Yes,
you thought something else was going on in her head. Because like
yes,
for her to accuse you that way,
you know.
no.
And I think what happened was later on we used well she left. She left at some point. She just got mad and she left.
Mm,
And then we used the CCTV thing and the video showed her take her phone to the
the
bathroom.
bathroom.
There were no cameras in the bathroom, of course, but we saw her
Oh,
with the phone go to the bathroom
to the
and she didn't come back
bathroom.
with it. So I was trying to explain to
Oh,
them that I actually saw her go with the phone to the bathroom, and I was saying, "Your phone is in the bathroom." If she had just decided to go quickly check before maybe someone
you would
else
have
entered
found
there,
it.
you'll have found
Yeah.
her phone. But she decided to be more
Crazy, crazy, crazy
crazy,
stuff.
crazy.
And you're still going on dates. I would do that. Like I would have just stopped going on dates after that incident.
Let me shock you. I went on a date. I went on another date. Okay, no, not the next day, the next week,
Huh?
and I told the person I was on a date with the dates I
That
had
is
that happened to me, and I told her, "Please put your phone in your bag." Oh."
crazy, crazy, crazy. Like it's so cold outside, bro. That's
Yeah,
another. I
yeah.
wasn't expecting that. I was expecting maybe she had asked for something too expensive,
No, no, no,
and
no, no, no. So let me shock you. Yes, I had a conversation with a friend some days ago. There is
mm-hmm.
no lady in this world, and I'm saying it on this podcast. There is no lady in this world that I would take on a date or that would go on a date with me and will surprise me with what they buy. No, I am always prepared for the worst that can happen. If I
Do you
agreed
go
on
through?
a date. If
Do you
I
go through
see,
the menu before going like to the
no, no,
restaurant?
no. If I agree to go on a date with anybody, so far I've said
Uh-huh.
let's go on a date. Best believe that I've prepared for the worst. Best believe that I prepared for the worst.
Wait,
Now,
that's true.
if you now go on a date, if I now go on a date, if I do not go on a date on a second date with you, then just know that maybe you messed up. You messed the
The
first
first
date.
one.
But if it's that first date, I'll go. I'll go.
Wait. I have two things now. Wait. First one is how do you determine when someone messed like up a date? Is it like the conversations they have, what they order for, and things like that, and that would just help you decide if they messed up or not?
So many things. For example, if you buy something way too expensive and you are still asking for takeaway, then just know that there is something wrong with you somewhere. That's the first one. And also, if the conversation is going south every single time, for example,
Yeah.
you don't understand my jokes, you think everything I'm saying is not right, I wouldn't want to have a
Yeah.
conversation with you another time. Then, two, if you're a very insensitive person, do you get? I would not also
True.
go on a date with you. I also don't like people who use too many vulgar words. If you've noticed, I don't use
Uh
the F word since I started here.
yes,
I
yes,
don't use
yes.
the F word. I don't use the B word. I don't use the A word. I don't use the C word and all the letter word. I
Yeah.
don't all the letters. Don't come and
Yeah.
be using F F F F F. Because the first time you do it, I'll tell you, please, can you like take the language down a bit?
Yeah.
If you keep doing it, just know that it's not my
Yes,
style.
people are actually used to it, like in every sentence. So yeah, that wouldn't
No,
work.
please, oh, if that, then if you are going to live with me, just know that you have to come and come correct because I cannot imagine leaving you with my children at home, and that's what you keep saying when I'm not there.
Yeah, yeah, true.
You need to control yourself. So yeah, those are some of the things I know that I would, and I don't like people who gossip. So don't come and tell me about
Yeah.
something you cannot see outside. Except it is funny gossip. There is funny gossip. And
Sure,
then
you
there
know
is
that way because
yes, but
everything
those
that
ones are
happens will
funny.
bring it.
Yes, if it's funny gossip, I don't mind. But if it
Yeah, but
is
not like talking bad and
yes, I wouldn't take that from anybody, not even my partner. Do you get? If my partner
yeah,
does it, I will correct my partner to say, no, that's not right. Let's not do that. But if it's funny gossip,
yeah.
I'm not.
You
I don't have a
listen.
podcast.
Yeah,
So am I not
tapped.
gossiping? Am I not gossiping?
True. That's true.
It's gossip
That's
I'm
like
doing now. Do you know how many of my exes? Do you know many of my exes have called me to say they are not happy about how I narrated the story? Ah,
there are two sides
Chioma,
to every story.
Chioma. Oh my God, Chioma is still upset till tomorrow. Chioma is still Chioma Chiso. Those two ladies, they are still upset that
Yeah.
I came on the
Wait.
podcast to
Like
tell.
as we talk, I just have things drop in my mind because it's like, how do you get comfortable talking about real life experiences on your pod?
I never mentioned their surnames now, so no one can sue me.
No. Of course, not surnames, but like they're just things that are real. Like on my pod, for instance, I'm always very. I don't know.
Mm.
I'm just. I don't know how to be very vulnerable. Like I listened to. I said what I said. I've not gotten to that level of like. Oh, I hung out with my friend. We did this. I can't be like. I'm just always very like. What
Should I
if?
shock you?
What if? What if?
Should I shock you? Those
Yes.
things that you do not want to say are the things holding back your engagement.
I know. I know.
Trust me.
I know.
Trust
I
me.
know. But I'm getting better. I mean, this wasn't me last year or last 2 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting better. Yeah. So the last one is you went on 71 days last year. How was it on your finances? Because you had to pay, yeah, for everything. Like, do you set out money for this thing or?
To be honest, that's a very interesting question. That is a very interesting question. I think the first week of January, I was looking at my bank statements and
Mm-hmm.
just trying to do like a budget thing to see how much I
Yeah.
spent on food last year on dates.
Yeah.
I realized that the first thing that took most of my money was food, dates, like on other people, like going on dates and then gifts,
Yeah, it's
food, dates, and
expensive.
gifts.
Yeah.
Yes. But again, two things. One, that is a cross I have chosen to carry.
Oh wow.
The moment you say you want to do something like this, just be ready to spend and go on dates. Now, there are some dates that I have gone Dutch on where people we get to split the payment.
Yes.
There are some where, I don't get to really spend much, some are not. So it varies. I see. The truth is, if you ask me, okay, Edgar, the 71 dates you went on, if you had to spend everything, the whole money on dates next year, will I do it? No. But if you ask me if I'll go on dates every week again, would I do it? Yes. Because
Yeah.
guess what? Instead of spending maybe 5 million, 10 million on dates, I don't mind spending 100K to 200K, 300K and
Yeah.
all that, So because money come, money goes. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So
Still a lot of money though, but yeah.
yeah, it is a lot. It's a cross. It's a cross I have to carry.
Yeah,
It's
that
a cross I
you've
have to
agreed
carry.
to carry. Cause
Yeah, yes,
well.
I've agreed to.
Okay. All right. What's the hardest part about being single right now?
The hardest part about being single is that people
Yeah.
do not believe you're single.
Okay. Yeah.
So you have to prove to people that you're single. It's the hardest thing to,
I
so
mean,
many
it's
women
hard
will
to.
say, Edgar, stop lying. You actually have a babe. This podcasting you're doing, you actually have one lady you are dating. I'm just wondering how she's feeling. Stop lying. Stop lying. I'm like, oh my God, if only. Because most people that really like see me, I'm like, it's not possible that you say you don't have a girlfriend. Like, how can I can be single for that long? It makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That
they're not
is,
factoring in the situationships. That's why it's hard to believe. When you factor that in, that Edgar is talking to like three ladies at the same time, or five or more
mm,
than, then you know why he can be single.
yes,
All right,
yes.
Edgar. Thank you so much. And we've come to the end of today's episode. Thank you. I had a great time like recording this, hearing your perspective on things and just
Thank you.
gisting and chatting. Thank you everyone that has listened. And Edgar, do you have like any last words for all the single people listening to this episode right now?
Yes, my last words would be stay true, be real to
Mm-hmm.
yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
let your heart and your head lead. All right. Let your heart
Okay.
and your head lead.
All right, all right. That's a nice one. Would you like to drop your social media hand? I know you're big already, but I mean, they might want to
I'm
find
not
you.
big, oh. I'm not big, oh.
Big man. I have a big man on the pod today. You guys higher. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, my social media handles. Check Edgar, that which is
Mm-hmm.
CheckedGar, or Check Edgar with another R. All right. I don't know the person that was
Yeah.
going to Check Edgar on Instagram already, but it's Check Edgar with another R at the end. So it's CheckedEdgar. Or you can just visit my website. I have a very beautiful website, www.checkedgar.com. All right. It has all my content, my videos, my blogs, my podcasts, my movies, my tickets, my
Oh.
courses, my classes, my shops. Just check edgar.com. All right. Check edgar.com. It is the best website you can get. You would spend hours there just enjoying whatever I do.
That's interesting. I'll check it out as well. So it's
You
is
do?
your full name checked Edgar, like your government name is checked Edgar.
No, 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 no. How I even got Check Edgar was a very funny scenario. So my name has always been Edgar. All right.
Yeah.
I wanted someone to help me get a website, edgar.com. That was what I wanted, edgar.com. So
Mm-hmm.
I told my friend to help me check edgar.com if it was available. And he came back to say, yes, checkEdgar.com is available. I was like, I said checkEdgar.com.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so my real
Oh.
government name is Edgar. Yeah, but I've
Okay.
come to accept Check Edgar because the
I mean,
dumb
it's
guy,
unique.
could not get Edgar.com. So we used CheckEdgar.com. So
Oh, that's
that's my
interesting.
brand name now, or my alias.
Yeah. All right. All right. Thank you so much. And bye, guys. Catch you in the next episode. Peace
All right,
out.
peace, peace, peace.